Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Death, as per the view of Buddhist and medical sciences. Death is the cessation of the processes that eventually occurs in all living organisms. Human beings have more fear on death. However, death is not the end of the life. It comes to all and is a part of our life cycle. The Buddha explained that death is to be expected as a natural phenomenon in all living beings. न अंतलिखे न समुद्रमज्जे न पब्बतानं विवरं विज्जति सो जगति पदेशो. So not up in the air or in the middle of sea, nor going into a depth in the mountains. Nowhere on the earth is a spot to be found where you could stay and not succumb to death. So no death without birth. Katavancha bhikkave maranam. Dying is the fallout of any state, the dropping out of it, the dissolution, the disappearance, the dying, the accomplishment of the life term, the breaking up of the groups, the laying down of the body of this or that being is this or that class of being. One day the Buddha advised Ananda, if anybody should ask the question as to why death takes place because of birth. If there is a no birth, then there is a no birth. Then there is a no death. If you try to prevent death by force, then you do not understand nature. You are in fact against the law of nature. The setting sun in one country becomes the rising sun in another country. So a setting sun is not the end of the sun. In the same manner, death itself is not the end of the life. Death is the beginning of the life. The Buddhism, however, death is not the end of life. It is merely the end of the body we inhabit in this life. But our spirit will still remain and seek out through the need of attachment to a new body and new life. Where they will be born is a result of the past and the accumulation of positive and negative action and the resultant karma. Cause and effect is a result of one's past actions. Life is impairment. After we come into this world, we may live, we grow, and finally we have to die. So there are three types of deaths. First is the end of the life, second is the exhaustion of merit, and third is some of us may die because of wars. So first is the end of the life. No matter how long we live, once the life that we obtain from our past karma is finished, we will die. This is like a lamp. When the fuel is consumed, the light will go out. If the karmic fuel for our life for 100 years, then at the end of the 100 years, we will die and there are no alternatives. The exhaustion of merit. We need daily necessities such as food, clothing and shelter in order to live. Some of us may die before we reach old age because of the exhaustion of our merits. We may die of hunger or cold. Some of us may die because of wars, floods, fires, accidents, sickness and lack of nutrition or overwork. This type of death is different to the other two types of mentioned above. So according to Venerable Nayano Tilaka, it is ordinarily called the disappearance of the vital faculty confined to a single lifetime and therewith of the psychophysical life process conventionally called man, animal, personality, ego, etc. Strictly speaking, however, death is the continually repeated dissolution and vanishing of each momentary physical mental combination, and thus it takes place every moment. So, according to modern science, the term death as commonly employed means somatic death, which is due to complete and irreversible cessation of the function of the heart and lungs. After somatic death, tissue and cells survive for a varying period depending upon their oxygen requirements. When these individuals' tissues and cells die, it is termed cellular or molecular death. So there are three modes of death according to forensic science. First is a coma, second is a syncope, and third is a asphyxia. So according to Charakacharya, Daiva Purushakare Chastitam Yasya Balabalam Daivamatma Krutam Vidyat Karmayat Paurvadehikam Smrutaha Purushakarastu Kriyate Yaddiharapam Balabala Vishesho Asti Tayorapi Chakarmano Drushtam Hi Trividam Karma Hinam Madhyam Uttamam तथोरुदारयो तिर्दीर्घस्य च सुखस्य च नियतस्य आयुष्यो हेतुर्विपरीतस्य चेतरः. So the lifespan of the living beings depends on the proper coordination, because the stability otherwise of lifespan is depending on Daiva as well as Purushartha. Daiva is the deed self doer in the previous life, while Purushakara or Purushartha is that which is done here itself. In both their deeds, also there are grades of strength, and otherwise, accordingly, the need is of their type inferior, medium, and superior. So Acharya has given a simile of an axle. So an axle fitted in a vehicle which is endowed with all the natural qualities carries on and perishes in time by depreciation of its normal limit. Similarly, the lifespan in a body of a person having strong constitution and managed properly gets its end and loss of its normal limit. Such death is known as timely death. On the other hand, the same axle gets destroyed in the way due to overload, uneven road, breaking of wheels, defects in vehicle or driver, separation of the bolt, non-lubricant. Similarly, the lifespan comes on end in the middle due to over-exertion, irregular meal, complicated body posture, overindulgence in sex, company of ignoble person, poisons, avoidance of food and medicine. Such death is known as untimely death. Moreover, the death occurs in cases of fever, etc., due to faulty management. It is also untimely. So in Milinda Panna, there are various causes given of death. Hungry due to the lack of food, thirsty due to lack of water, due to snake bite and not getting proper treatment, poisoning, fire, drowning, injured by arrow and not getting proper treatment. So there are 8 causes of the death described in Milinda Prashna: due to visheshan of kapha, due to visheshan of pitta, due to visheshan of kapha, then due to sannipata, due to change in climate, due to abnormal regimen and diet, external causes due to karma phala. The art of living and art of dying, nicely explained in Buddhism. Only remembering of the Buddha during death we can attain sugati. Samsara, the repeated birth and death of each individual life flux, is technically known as a samsara. Samsara is the recurrent wandering of the life flux in the ocean of birth and death. The lifespan or life stream or samsara flows an infinitum as long as the muddy water of ignorance and craving feed it. When these two are completely cut off, then only does the life stream cease to flow, then rebirth ends. It happens only in the case of Buddhas and Arahatas. So in this way, this is very important to understand the death. So in the living in the light of death, everyone must understand, everyone must die. The remainder of our lifespan is decreasing continually. Death will come regardless of whether or not we have made time to practice the Dharma. Human life expectancy is uncertain. There are many causes of death. The human body is very fragile. Our wealth cannot help us. Our loved ones cannot help us. Our body cannot help. Only our wholesome and unwholesome deeds will help us. Only kushal karma or akushal karma will come with us. So, thank you very much.